The Furious Wilds is the first culture expansion pack for Total War Three Kingdoms, focusing on the southern barbarian tribes of China and Zhuge Liang's Nan Man campaign to put down their uprising in AD 225. If you ever felt regular Total War Three Kingdoms lacked army variety, well, this DLC changes that. The Furious Wilds expansion pack actually pushes the border of the map in the base game further south and west, opening up more jungles to tame in southern China and populating it with the new Nan Man culture regardless of if you buy the DLC or not. But if you pick it up, you'll be able to play as one of 4 new Nan Man factions, with a further 15 being added to the map, each of which have been given their own new character artwork for the diplomacy screen, and the playable ones feature the unique missions and narrative events we've come to expect in Total War Three Kingdoms. With these new lords, you'll have 2 starting dates to choose from, AD 190 and 195, letting you begin your campaign years before Zhuge Liang's famous southern campaign, so that your overall goal as a Nan Man general is first to unite the tribes and later take on the Han Empire. But whether you'll do it through diplomacy or conquest is entirely up to you. As you bring each Nan Man tribe under your banner, you'll unlock permanent bonuses for your campaign. This tribal mastery system gives each tribe a different set of bonuses to collect and feeds into the Three Kingdoms gotta catch 'em all playstyle. Nan Man characters, though, progress differently than anything we've seen before. They still gain experience and level up, but to unlock character traits, you must first complete a relevant feat of strength. Things like raid 10 villages, or win a certain number of battles, or build certain buildings. And a new Nan Man specific tech tree has been included as well, but with a twist, as it requires certain missions to be completed to unlock key technologies. The Nan Man also come with an entirely new roster of over 25 units, including ferocious and formidable trained animals, with each legendary general having their own unique units as usual. The first new legendary lord on offer is Meng Huo. Having risen through the ranks of the Nan Man tribes, Meng Huo is famous for his fierce but stubborn leadership and his ability to find enough calories and protein in the deep jungles to be jacked like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Loyal to his friends and merciless to his enemies, Meng Huo's tenacity gets him into as much trouble as it does success. But he has a singular goal in mind, and that's to become king of all the Nan Man and claim the World Heavyweight Champion belt for himself at the next Hell in a Cell match. His faction will focus on aggressive expansion, and his faction mechanic, King of Kings, makes it so that when you take control of another Nan Man tribe through alliance or conquest, you'll gain a temporary bonus. And since these bonuses stack, you'll quickly become a steamroller, flattening everything else in these southern jungles. But that assumes you can keep winning. To help him with that, Meng Huo's unique units are the Nanzhong Champions, superior club and shield infantry that form a rock-solid front line, get bonuses when whacking other shielded guys, and withstand withering ranged attacks. Nanzhong Elephants, which have drummers on their backs that beat out music and provide passive buffs to nearby units, making the elephants useful both for frontline havoc and backline support. And Nanzhong Spearmen, sporting a fetching rattan armor ensemble here, are an armored polearm unit with a bonus against mounted enemies, making Meng Huo a solid all-around lord choice. Lady Jurong focuses instead on timed expansion. A descendant of the god of fire, sparks fly when she's on the battlefield, literally in her case. With a hot temper and an iron will, she seeks to expand her lands and remove any obstacles in her way. Her passion seems impossible to rival, but there may be allies around her closer than she thinks, which is to say she and Meng Huo end up knocking boots and getting married historically. Her faction mechanic is the Goddess of Fire. Each turn, Lady Jurong gains points towards her Goddess of Fire mechanic. Once you have enough points, you can activate the Wildfire Bonus ability. This formidable set of bonuses makes her units near unbeatable in battle and last across several turns. But note that the bonus changes depending on what season it's activated in. And once her wildfire has burned out, Lady Jurong is vulnerable for a short period of time and will need to recover before she can fight again without any weaknesses. So time your expansions wisely. Her unique units are Tiger Warriors. These are axe-wielding loonies who also keep a pet tiger companion to scare and kill anything they encounter. Followers of the Flame, a two-handed mace unit, except it's a giant flaming mace, so they have splash attack and do fire damage and are just awesome. And Tiger Slingers, which are just like regular slingers, but they have pet tigers. Combine all that together and Lady Jurong sounds like the most terrifying woman in history and a perfect match for old bulgy bridges up there. King Shamoka focuses on reforming the Nan-man culture. Nobody knows what jungle he crawled out of, but his drive for power is pure Nan-man. As the ruler of the 5 valleys, King Shamoka has several tribes that already have pledged allegiance to him, but the Han Empire's recent interest in him has only deepened the suspicion of his neighbors. Riding the line between Han and Nan-man, Shamoka must choose where his loyalty actually lies, but favoring one side over the other does come with consequences. His faction mechanic is the Unification Mandate. Since Shamoka's chief concern is uniting the Nan-man under his rule, his faction mechanic gives bonuses according to what unification technique you choose. You'll be rewarded with different bonuses that reflect that playstyle. His unique units are the Might of the Valley, a fast two-handed axe infantry unit that fights harder the closer they are to death and takes less damage from missiles. The Wuling Slingers, a light-footed short-range unit that avoids terrain penalties, and Wuling Fighters, sword and shield infantry with a high health pool that do increased damage against characters, making them potential hero killers. King Mulu is the Master of the Elements. Roaming the southern jungles, this friend of the animal kingdom is a stranger to men, but his time in the wild has given him the advantage of being able to talk to elephants. No, really, that's his thing. He's badass Dr. Dolittle, and he will be a serious contender in the south if he can put his pride aside to form lasting partnerships. His faction mechanic is called Pride and Ritual. You know the saying that pride always comes before a ritual? Well, of course not. The saying is pride comes before a fall, but someone at CA put that version in the press release anyway. Mulu accumulates a pride resource on the campaign map by defeating characters in battle. The bigger they are, the more pride he gains. More pride gives your faction increasingly lucrative bonuses to animal units, decreasing cost and allowing you to recruit even more of them, implying that there are caps to the number you can recruit. And periodically, Mulu the Shaman will take part in spiritual rituals that invoke the primitive elements and give you additional faction bonuses. Southern elephants are mighty line punchers that also have slingers on their backs. War elephants are even more heavily armored elephants that still include slingers and can charge directly into your enemies without blinking. And ravine warriors are frontline dual-wielding infantry ready to clean up anything left behind after your elephant-related carnage. As has become customary with any updates to a Total War game, a whole host of changes to the base game are also included. And if you're wondering what that is, well, it's probably the weird flame-throwing juggernaut Zhuge Liang uses to fight the Nan-man. The master strategist was quick to pick up on the fact that animals and guys dressed in rattan had the same weakness: lots of fire. Though to be fair, that's true of most everything. As it was used by the Han Empire, it's likely this will be added as a new siege engine to the game, but how it's unlocked and who exactly can use it has yet to be revealed. And with them, a new free legendary lord to play with as well, Shi Xie. Stuck between the fierce Nan-man tribes and the crumbling Han Empire sits an influential member of the old imperial government. Shi Xie may be far from court, but he's learned to make the most of his power in this remote province, manipulating both Han and Nan-man to increase his reach. Nepotism rules in the world of Shi Xie, and he is determined to spread his inner circle across the whole of China. Shi Xie will stop at nothing to get his family into power, because after all, it's all about who you know. His unique mechanic is Splendor, which is gained by squeezing family members into important court positions, regardless of their qualifications. Splendor is generated according to the level of court position gained, meaning the higher you can push them up, the more you'll get for it, and higher levels of Splendor give bonuses to public order and diplomatic relationships with all factions. Once you've accumulated enough Splendor, it can be converted into tribute chests. These chests are special ancillaries that give additional character bonuses. There are 3 types of chests to choose from: diplomatic, regional, and personal. Diplomatic chests grant improvements to a character's diplomatic conditions, while regional chests improve their region via increased replenishment or construction time, and personal chests improve their character or retinue. Chests are open when they're equipped and will provide certain bonuses that deplete over the next 20 turns. This special ancillary can also be traded and used in diplomacy to sweeten any deal, which makes Shi Xie the perfect 80s Weasley businessman faction. The Furious Wilds DLC, though, looks to be another big addition to Total War 3 Kingdoms, and releases on September 3rd. And with a unique style of play, big changes, and expansions to the map, it shows that 3 Kingdoms is still king, and likely to receive more bold culture packs in the future. Look for more coverage about the Nan Man as it releases, and get ready for my very special, mostly accurate history of Zhuge Liang's southern campaign against the Nan Man to release soon. And as always, thanks for watching.